The Biden administration just announced an aggressive target for the U.S. to cut its planet-warming pollution over the next decade, a goal that will all but assuredly be reversed by President-elect Donald Trump in his first days in office. The ambitious new target aims to cut U.S. climate pollution to 61 to 66% below 2005 levels by 2035, which would have been a challenge even if voters had elected another Democratic president. Trump has said he intends to drill for more oil and gas, shred federal climate regulations, and seek to overturn Biden's clean energy law. A new target is required every 5 years by the International Paris Agreement, which Trump has promised to once again pull the U.S. out of. Biden made climate one of the centerpieces of his presidency by announcing the U.S. target well before its February 2025 due date. The administration is signaling the path America should strive to take against the headwinds of an anti-climate Trump administration. We're confident in America's ability to rally around this new climate goal, because while the U.S. federal government under President Trump may put climate action on the back burner, the work to contain climate change is going to continue in the United States with commitment and passion and belief, White House senior advisor John Podesta told reporters. That's not wishful thinking. It's happened before. Some independent analysis is not as optimistic. If Trump successfully repeals Biden's climate law and unravels key regulations, the U.S. will only be able to cut pollution 24 to 40% below 2005 levels in the next decade, according to the nonpartisan climate think tank Rhodium Group. For this new, very ambitious target for 2035, we're not on track, and we are likely to be further off track under a Trump administration, said Kate Larson, who leads Rhodium's international energy and climate research. Larson noted the U.S. cut its emissions under Trump's first term and said it's likely to do so again. But the pace of cutting planet-warming pollution is really what matters, she noted. Every year we delay taking sufficiently ambitious action means that in subsequent years we'll need to go even further, faster, Larson said. A lack of new policy. The inability to defend the policy that we have in place today will undermine those efforts. Senior Biden administration officials said their ambitious goal considered the fact that the Trump administration is likely to sprint the other way and leans heavily on states and businesses stepping up. Climate modelers said there is wild uncertainty on what the next 4 years will bring for U.S. climate policy. It is unclear whether Trump will be able to convince congressional Republicans to kill Biden's clean energy law, which is pouring billions of dollars and thousands of jobs into GOP districts. Renewables like wind and solar are far cheaper than fossil fuels, and the number of electric vehicles on the roads is growing. We need to be moving as fast as possible on climate. But I think that some amount of progress is baked in, said Robbie Orvis, Senior Director of Modeling and Analysis at think tank Energy Innovation. Biden oversaw a historic climate and clean energy bill and directing his federal agencies to release ambitious regulations cutting greenhouse gases from vehicles, power plants and oil and gas operations. In a statement, Biden said he was proud of overseeing the boldest climate agenda in American history. But the U.S. is on track to fall short of the goal Biden announced at the beginning of his presidency, cutting 45% of its climate pollution by the end of this decade, rather than the 50 to 52% laid out in the target. The U.S. isn't the only climate laggard. Scientists say that most countries are not getting off fossil fuels fast enough to stop dramatic warming of the planet. Data shows 2024 will be the hottest year on record and the first calendar year to exceed the Paris Agreement threshold of 1.5 degrees Celsius. Experts said it's key for the Biden administration to set a strong goal, even if Trump claws it back, as other high-polluting countries, including China, prepare their own climate targets. I think it's a really important signal, Larson said. The U.S. is demonstrating that we are there as partners with the rest of the world. Setting that long-term vision, even if we for the next 4 years won't have a full federal government organized around achieving that. Climate experts are now looking to individual states to build clean energy and implement climate action. While California and New York are signaling ambitious climate actions of their own, clean energy is also booming in red states. Texas is generating by far the most electricity from wind power and is fast deploying battery energy storage. Electric vehicle manufacturing is booming in southern states like Georgia, Tennessee and North Carolina, spurred in large part by Biden's law. Thank you so much. See you next video.